Hi, everybody. I'm Matthew Turner from the Realm.Security team, and today we're looking at how Realm reduces the complexity and costs associated with resupplying data from a security archive into your SIEM. Before we do that, I need to provide a little bit of context before we jump into the data haven itself. So I'm starting here on the fabric page. This provides basically a high-level look at the configured data fabric. And the things I want to draw to your attention are really out here on the left-hand side. You've got your input feeds. Think of these as your firewalls. We've got our Palo firewalls here. We've got some Okta. We've got Sonic, etc. So these are called sources in our world. Basically, they make your life easier. The same over here, we have destinations. You see the Realm Archive, SIEM, and Resupply. This is part of how we get rid of all the complexity associated with configuration. Check out our other videos on this. You'll get all the detail and reach out for a demo. Or if you have any questions, we're happy to help you out there. So let's jump into the data haven. So if I click over into the data haven, this is basically a fully managed long-term storage solution, right? And it's integrated directly into the fabric. So let me just walk you through how this works. And we have a couple of different scenarios associated with this. We can do a new request, and right on the screen, you're going to see an archive resupply. So what we're talking about here is you want to pull in a bulk amount of data. Maybe you're moving from one SIEM to another and you want to pull everything back from the last 12 months or however long you've actually configured to store it. Or maybe you're not sure what you're looking for and you just want to grab everything and you're going to figure it out later. So we're going to configure for that on this one. We'll grab the archive resupply. Simply going to click next on this. Choose my date range. We'll pull in for the last year just so you can have a look at what that data volume would look like. From here, I'm just going to go next. And remember, I was talking about sources, those abstract reusable objects we were talking about. We're going to use the one that we have configured for CrowdTrail. I'm simply going to click next here, and then I'm going to do my output feeds, right? So I've got Sumo in our environment. I also have a Splunk instance, and we've created an index specifically for resupply. How you manage the data coming in and what you want to do with it there, that's going to be up to you and your practices. But for here, we're going to go into the Splunk resupply index. So I'm going to simply click next here. I'm going to get a readback in terms of what I'm asking for. My source, my destination, and it's going to tell me what happens next. And rather than read that to you, I'm just going to click submit. And you can see right away, I got feedback. You can see where it says pending. This is what I asked for today. I've got CloudTrail. I want to send it to my Splunk resupply. We've got the information on it. And basically, it's telling me I've got 5.2 terabytes worth of data that would be part of this resupply. If you notice, I've got a cancel button. I've got to send. Maybe I want to cancel it and reconfigure for a different date time range. Maybe I want to hold off on sending it because, it's 5 terabyte. I may not want to send that during peak hours, regardless of the index I'm using. But you have the option there. So you can wait a little bit, do what you need to, or just go ahead and click send and we'll go and we'll get the feed going for you. You can see below, we've also got a log readout on any that were completed or canceled. So you have a readout on that. So super straightforward. Like I say, everything about what we're doing here at Realm is about getting rid of the complexity. So if we go back, like even on the resupply aspect of things, you may have to put in change control, put in a request for IT around this, and then have to wait for them to go ahead and do it for you, right? I'm sure they've got a queue, but this way, you're enabled to go and grab what you need to from the security side, pull in what you need to based on the parameters that have been determined, and then go ahead and initiate it. We're going to do an IOC-based or indicator of compromise-based resupply here. I think this is super cool, and you'll see right away why that is. So if I go into the IOC-based resupply, I'm going to click next here. Same thing. I've got my time range here. I'm going to do the same that we did on the last round, just so we're talking apples for apples. I'm going to click next, and you're going to get a different screen here. So now we're going to go to sources. I'll go to CloudTrail. I could actually add additional sources here if I chose to, right? Maybe I want to bring in FortiGate, et cetera, et cetera. I can add or remove as I need to here. Super easy. I can go next, And now we've got a different screen. What do we want to gather? And what we're helping you here with is sometimes, you may be running a targeted resupply right now and you're having to write out, a page or two or 100 of queries, whatever, however specific it is. But here we're giving you a drop-down list. And so you can see file path, URL string, IP address, et cetera. One thing to call out here, you'll notice these are just human readable. Like if I had 4 sources here, and I'll use the IP address as the example, that field name could be completely different across each source that you're selecting. We know our data science team and our AI capabilities, we know what this field is that you're asking for. So there's no reason for you to have to jump through those hoops. Then I've got a condition. In this case, I can just put equal or contains. Doesn't really matter in this example. I'm just going to plug in a value here, right? I could add additional values if I want to, right? So I'll even put in username, right? Put in mine, and I'm going to go next at this point. So you can add as many as you'd like here. And then we'll go next. And again, same output that we did before. Do I want to send it to Sumo? Do I want to send it to Splunk? What makes sense in your world? Again, we're going to send it to Splunk. And I'm simply going to click next, and it'll give me that read back again. Okay, here's what you asked for. You want to pull from CloudTrail, and you want us to go through the data and take look for anything associated with 10.0, et cetera, and my username, M. Turner, and then put that all together for me. And what is happening here, if I go submit on the next page, instead of getting instant feedback on it in terms of the size, you can see we're in status calculating now. So what this is saving is a lot of compute. We're actually doing the compute on our side, on the Realm side, going through the data, looking for these IOCs that you specified against that source, and then we'll come back with the data volume value associated with that. All right, so our IOC resupply has completed, and I want to draw your attention to the data volume associated with these. So if we look at the archival resupply, the parameters were the same against all of this. It was 5.2 terabyte that was gathered to be resupplied, and I haven't sent that downstream yet. As opposed to the IOC resupply here, you can see significant difference between the data volume here. 284.5 megabytes versus 5.2 terabytes. So in terms of if I was responding to an incident and I needed to go see if there was associated data with this, really bringing in 5.2 terabyte just really isn't efficient from a couple of standpoints. The workflow, where I'm going to have to go through and parse all that out and see the forest through the trees. There also may be costs associated with that, where I'm bringing another 5 terabyte into the SIEM, and then I'm going to have to do my queries and filters and all that downstream. Whereas with the IOC resupply, we did all that processing for you, and we're delivering the data that's really associated with the parameters that we put in and we were looking for against that incident that we're responding to. So I think a really efficient method of being able to get the data that you need without having to incur costs, incur work, all of those things. So I'm hoping this was helpful for you and has value. Please reach out to us if you have any questions at all. Love to have a conversation about it and hear what's happening in your world. So have a look at this, our other videos, and look forward to seeing you again.